So this is Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and this is my tattoo tour. So let's break these down. Growing up in the area I grew up in and the culture I grew up in high school, you know, a lot of guys were getting tattoos. A lot of my friends were getting tattoos, and a lot of people I looked up to, like, you know, guys like Odell and Jarvis Landry and you know, Lamar Jackson and stuff like that. Seeing those guys with tattoos definitely made me want to get them. When you kind of piece everything together, you kind of put stuff together, you kind of just generalize everything as like a sleeve or a chest or so. If I had to put a number on it, I'd say like around 50 or something. So my first tattoo is actually the one on my wrist. This Roman numerals, it's my mom's birthday. I think I was 18 at the time. I was a senior in high school, so my mom had to go with me to get it signed and stuff like that. So I figured I'd get a tattoo revolving around her. The story behind the sleeve, so I'm a very religious person. I grew up going to church and stuff like that. So with that being a big part of my life, I figured that'd be a big part of my tattoos and the things I represent on my body. Working on my sleeve, going from the bottom up, you know, you have the praying hands with the cross, and it says blessed. Basically saying that I'm blessed. You know, I come from a blessed background, I'm a blessed individual. Then it goes up to saying, forgive me for my sins. And you know, we're all sinners whether we like it or not. So when you ask for forgiveness from God and you get that acceptance, you know, he'll let you up the stairway to heaven to then meet your guardian angels that have been watching me this whole time. And then obviously the clock at the top, and it basically says, you know, all time comes to an end, and you know, to live the life that you want to live, in the best life. And then on the other side, on my other arm, as of right now, you know, I kind of treat that as like God's gift. You know, that's the gift he gave me to be able to throw the ball. So I definitely don't want to touch that right now while being in football. And then probably when I'm older, I'll probably, you know, cover all of that up. So right now, if I had to say any ideas for it, I want to really get, since I have my parents right here, I want to get like a bunch of portraits of people that are important to me in my life and people I look up to. So if I had to do anything, it'd probably be that right now. And on the back, actually, is a kanji, and it's kind of arranged differently. Like if you're somebody of that nationality or ethnicity, you know what it says, but the way it's worded, it's kind of, you have to look at it for a second. So it says, remain faithful until death. It doesn't, you know, I did my research on it. I made sure that was correct. So it doesn't say like salt, pepper, ketchup or something stupid like that. So the tattoo that gives me the most inspiration would definitely be this one on the back of my leg. So one of my favorite athletes is Muhammad Ali. And I actually went to high school with both his grandsons. Met him at a game before and stuff like that. So he's definitely been a big inspiration and somebody I look up to too. And so I have one of his famous quotes that I actually love. It's probably one of my favorite quotes ever. And it says, I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So again, one of those tattoos that's kind of just self-explanatory. It's something that, you know, when you have confidence in yourself and you know who you are, you know, I think nobody can stop that and you can't be beat. So that's something I definitely try to live by and kind of inspire my game after his. So I think the longest I've sat for in a tattoo session would probably be around 10 hours. I think I was working on my leg. So I was working on my leg, and like we were going over old stuff plus adding on the new stuff that's now on there too. So we were basically doing a full leg sleep that day. And it wasn't like 10 hours straight of me just sitting in a chair. Like, don't get on me for that. I had breaks, and obviously like we went and got food and stuff like that too. So, but in terms of being in the tattoo parlor for a day, I'd definitely say 10 hours. Obviously watch a lot of movies and then play video games too. I'll bring, you know, like an Xbox or something and hook it up and I'll play video games or something while I'm waiting. Any tips for somebody looking to get their first tattoo? Don't. No, I'm just kidding. But if I had to give somebody a tip for their first tattoo, it'd definitely be, you know, once you have a nice solid idea, I would definitely say sit on that for a couple months before getting it. Don't just walk into a tattoo parlor and just look through the book and be like, oh, I want that tattoo somewhere. And definitely don't get anything while you're drunk or intoxicated or anything like that, because you'll definitely regret it later down the line. So the tattoo with the best backstory would probably be this kanji. That means love, obviously, as I talked about earlier. But so me and my boys were actually going to one of my homeboys' hometowns. We had like a weekend break, and so we go there. We go to his dad's tattoo parlor because his dad tattoos. we went and he was gonna go get a tattoo while we all just kind of sit there. And his dad, when we get there, is like, push-up competition for a free tattoo. So we like, okay, all right, come on then. So then we start going, 3 of us were going, and I lose. I flat out lose. I was not doing that many push-ups. I flat out lose. One of my boys that won, he is texting his mom like, hey, I'm about to get a tattoo. And she's like, no, you're not getting a tattoo. He tried to get the tattoo I wanted anyway as his first tattoo. So his mom ended up saying no. And then I ended up getting the tattoo anyway. So it all worked out. But yeah, this is definitely the best backstory for a tattoo on me. I lost the push-up competition, but really ended up winning, so. Most painful tattoo, this is a no-brainer. It's definitely my ankle. It is definitely my ankle. I mean, I clearly remember sitting there, and the tattoo was probably supposed to take like an hour. The tattoo ended up taking 3 hours because I could not sit still enough for him to just go through it all at once. So I had to take so many breaks. And I have both my ankles hit too, so I had to sit through this pain twice. I literally almost cried during that tattoo. If I had to pick, maybe a couple tattoos that I look to, when I'm hitting adversity or whatever, I definitely look to the one under my watch that says stand tall and show them. I think that's one that really resonates with me, especially being an athlete. You go through adversity a lot and stuff like that. So to have that reminder on me, especially right here on my wrist where I can see it every day, is definitely important to me. And then on the other arm, I have a cross that actually me and a couple of my friends got in high school. So we all got matching tattoos, and I actually got mine later down the road. They got theirs, I think at like the same time or in the same week. But yeah, we always, like I said, center my thing around faith and stuff like that. So having that cross right there lets me know that God's always with me. So the tattoo on my back is 3 life affirmations I wrote for myself that I basically stand by and I live by every day that I was taught growing up. Top to bottom, the 3 lines read, I will live to bring beauty and understanding to the world. I am a child of God and will forever remain in belief. And then the last one says, I will not focus on the past nor future, but I will seize the present. So my most meaningful tattoo would probably be the one on my chest. Probably both on my chest, actually. So on this side, I have a lion. Lions are the most fearful animal out there, and they kind of do what they want and kind of have that confidence about them, which is kind of what I represent and kind of what I stand for. And then also on this side, I have my parents, portraits of my parents. I get a lot of questions about who these people are, and yes, they are my mom and my dad. Keep one and get rid of all the rest would probably be these 2 birds right here. They're really small, but they probably mean, I wouldn't say they mean the most to me, but they're probably the most important in terms of life lessons. I feel like for me, what they represent is, you need a direction, especially growing up. And even when you're older, you need a direction or somebody to follow. Even leaders now, they're looking for somebody to seek advice from and to seek guidance from. So these could represent me and anybody, really. Me and God, me and my parents, me and my siblings, me and my coaches, me and my mentors. So just having somebody to always look to when, I'm lost, basically. And, I think all creative people can kind of understand this. When you have such a limited canvas, you are kind of bummed that you're running out of space. So I think that's where the regret comes in from, because, I have so many right now at such a young age, but also I also have a lot more space. So I don't regret any of my tattoos because, I love them all. I love where I got them. I love everything about them. So I draw all my tattoos. I will not put anybody else's art on me. I draw everything that I do. So you're gonna see the evolution of when I was young and my art stage when I was younger to, when I get older, of how much my art has grown and how much I've grown as a person, how much my creative processes, grow and stuff like that. So you're definitely gonna see a transformation over the years. So that's something I'm really excited about. So I'm definitely not gonna get any more tattoos right now, but definitely later down the line.